Hi, my name is Dee Depoe, and I'm glad to see so many familiar faces. Some of you I might have went to school with. Others I might have helped at the reference desk at the library or read to your children when they were younger. But I have a daughter who had an illness. My family has lived in Mason County since before Washington was a state. My husband and I will be married 34 years this year, and most days I still like him. And I've had great opportunities in my life and hold a master's degree in library science. But we have a daughter who had an illness. I tell you this information about me not because we all have preconceived ideas of what a family looks like or what an addict looks like. But in reality, the demographics are all over the page. You are more likely to know a family like me than a family that is killed, that has a loved one killed in a traffic accident. Who is our daughter? It would be even better if I could get this to go. Okay, we'll just kind of go like that. So, who was our daughter? Our daughter, Amber, came into this world in September, 33 years ago this week. It was a stormy day, and she was an early talker and never stopped. She was the kind of kid, when she walked into the room, she lit the room up. She inherited her father's good sense of humor, and unfortunately her mother's dreadful hair, but it looked much better on her. She was a loyal friend. She was a protective older sister. She was an artist, and she was a scholar. Amber had always done well academically, and her sophomore year in college, a child that had always done well started to fail. Actually, she failed out of college. And at that point, we didn't have the right tools or the pieces to put together to find out what the problem was, but we soon learned. We found some tinfoil with burn marks. I had not a clue. Like I said, we were very naive parents. Well, once we found out the problem, we tried to get her into rehab, and they took the intake over the phone, and she didn't qualify. They said that it wasn't, this was probably 2007, so the problem in the area hadn't hit the epidemic that we now see today. Through Amber's illness, we were able to get her into rehab 2 times, and she had times where she was sober, and we got to see the Amber we loved, knew and loved. But something would happen, and she would have the relapse that our expert talked about. So in between times, it affected our family. Someone made a sign for me once that said, "Not my circus, not my monkeys." And if you are around an addict with somebody with that disease, you find out that it is a circus. She'll always be my monkey, and I coped in really strange ways. I became pretty much an expert on hacking her phone, hacking her Facebook, knowing what jails rosters were on the internet, looking at the court records, and none of those things do I recommend to families. I also got into phone fights with people that were dealing drugs in hopes that that would work. My words have always been my strength, but they're also my weakness. So I was always looking for the right thing to say. I was sure that if I said the right word, that she miraculously would be well. That was the mom in me. Those words also at different times were used in very, very weapon-like. And I would say some pretty horrible things in hopes that would just, get her out of it. She also tried the Suboxone / methadone clinic, and I drove her back and forth for months, and that worked for a while. So out of our whole experience, Amber passed away May 5th of this year. And if you are a loved one of someone who has a substance abuse problem, you're always waiting for that phone call. Ours didn't come. It came kind of through social media, but that's another story. My wisdom to you is never keep on trying, never give up, and take care of yourself. Let me see if I can get the last slide, because that's kind of my important slide. Whoops. I'll just go through all of those. She's also the mother to the coolest 7-year-old on the planet, but that could be because I'm a little biased. Okay, my last slide is a semicolon butterfly. This was made by her friend, Kelly Oho. So, as we know, a semicolon stops a sentence, and then it allows it to go on. And the butterfly signifies my daughter. She is now free to fly. She's no longer bound to addiction. The semicolon, addiction stopped her life, okay? But each and every one of you have the opportunity through continued dialogue, continued action, to make sure that there are not so many more stories like Amber that have a different ending, have a different sentence. I want to thank you, and that's it.